Yes, you're right on point. While in a high spirit to catch up with the political wind soaring in Nigeria, the country from the powerhouse of Wadata to that's talking about the PDP's headquarters, the headquarters of the ruling People's Democratic Party, to the center stage of Bayelsa. The killing spree in Damaturu, Yobe State capital, compels major actors and spectators in the unfolding political world to look in the way of this gory tale, marking a break from the political power play to the humanitarian crisis, which is again threatening Nigeria's unity. This outbreak of horror comes on the heels of U.S. government issuing a security alert on the top hotels in Abuja. The Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Nikon Luxury Hotel, and the Sheraton Hotel. But federal government was prompt to discard this as an avoidable tension and an outdated information overtaken by events. However, reactions have continued to trail these deadly strikes, but this would not stop the political plot from different locales in Nigeria from advancing its scheme. I am Olubenga Ashiru. Welcome to Politics Today from the stables of Channels Television, Lagos. Now, then comes the breaking news laying all speculations about the Bayelsa wrangles, but Governor Silva must have seen the writing on the wall, written in between the lines to flag off his campaigns for second tenure, an imminent disqualification notwithstanding. Now, the report reaching us is that Governor Silva has been disqualified along with three others, Timi Alaibe, Ben Bruce, and Igali Boladet. The Bayelsa primaries took a stand dimension when the PDP issued a warning against rumor peddlers on the affairs of the party to stay clear from the affairs of the party. This act or face the full wrath of the law. A group known as the Elders of the Party, the Elders of the State, has also appealed to the Governors Forum to keep off meddling in the affairs of the state. But media reports reaching us has it that Governors Forum are set in their ways to save Governor Silva from disqualification, as they claim this would set a precedent against sitting governors, and the ruling party may end up losing its grip on Bayelsa State. In the same vein, 7 federal legislators from Bayelsa have said the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has no business in screening and clearing aspirants for party primaries. According to them, following the party's constitution, only the State Gubernatorial Screening Committee, which has issued Silva a certificate to participate in the primaries, could screen aspirants. From this position, could the alleged plot to edge out Governor Silva has been boxed in the corner, but now we know better what the disqualification of Governor Silva and 3 other front runners, namely Ben Bruce, Timi Alaibe, that's the former managing director of NDDC, and Igali Boladet. And now we have the qualification. I'll read out the list of those that have been cleared for the PDP primaries coming this November. That's Orofa Bolubo, Henry Dixon, Enal Fupa, Yopele Kalango, Francis Amebi, Eyiga, Ekiyega Korobido, Austin Febo. These are the list of those that have been cleared for the primaries coming in a couple of days now. And now, well, let's wait and see how this unfolds. Again, the embattled governor's name was missing, just as I've told you, from the final list cleared, and also missing just Ben Bruce, Timi Alaibe, and Igali Boladet. Against all odds, Governor Silva has gone ahead defying the telltale signs to flag off his second-term campaign in a rally. Quite interesting to note that the enduring picture is becoming more visible and looks like we are coasting ashore with the Bayelsa PDP primaries episode. But let's see if Governor Silva will be coming up with a plan B. Who knows? Well, the crisis in Yobe, which leaves death in its wake, and its security implication marks our takeoff point on Politics Today. Take a view on this.
Little tells you of the danger that lies within Damaturu on your way into the city. The reality, however, hits you hard in the city proper. Security personnel are on the prowl. Adrenaline pumps hard as they try to separate bombers from innocent and law-abiding citizens. The range of damage is extensive. Charred remains of what used to be functional vehicles are strewn all across Damaturu.
The attack started barely after the Asr prayer, sometimes around 5 o'clock, and there was this pandemonium. There was mad rush everywhere in town. People were trying to get back to their homes, escaping from the crossfire that was happening.
The security operatives here are understandably tensed. They have been on the receiving end themselves. Here is a sad twist of irony. An anti-bomb squad vehicle is a victim of the bomb attacks. Government buildings are also targets. The State Secretariat building and the State Police headquarters here attest to this fact.
The permanent side of the police headquarters is located here, and also the Federal Secretariat. You can see that both places were bombed. Havoc was wreaked, and the buildings to some extent destroyed. There were also dead bodies in the morning when we woke up to see people lying beside their cars. And very ugly situation, one can say.
The hospitals are also working overtime. These patients here might groan under the pain that they feel as a result of the violence, but they are luckier than those who lost their lives. As these burnt vehicles are evacuated from the streets, the shell-shocked residents of Yobe State are hoping that the entire threat is taken care of by the government.
Savagery seen from the sights and sounds of Yobe Damaturu that left death in its wake during the week. And that was what started the week, shoving aside all political initiatives from major actors in the political scene. But in looking at this topic, which will form our first talking point on today's edition of Politics Today, we have as a discussant all the way from the north, Alhaji Ahmed Tijani, the Secretary General of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum. You're welcome on Politics Today.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And we also have on Politics Today the Deputy President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Promise Adewusi, MNI. You're welcome.
Thank you so very much, Benge.
So, because of our time, we'll just quickly look at these issues, very, very burning, savagery scene. And this is coming at the heels of when the U.S. government issued a security alert on 3 luxury hotels, and the federal government reacted promptly that this is an avoidable tension that has been overtaken by event, and it's, as a matter of fact, outdated. Alhaji Tijani, what do you have to say to this?
Well, like I would like to start, I would say good evening to everybody. And it is not a new thing for the federal government of Nigeria to always react to situations, reports, and events whenever it happens. These kind of reports have come before, and similar reactions have come and gone. But the fact still remains that the United States has what it takes to tell you what is in the offing. If they chose to keep it away from you, they can do so. If they chose to let you know, they do tell you. If you adhere to what they are saying, fine for you. But if you say to hell with them, when it happens, you have nobody to blame but yourself. But I believe that there is something in the offing. It's the U.S. Because if you don't forget, the U.S. now it seems to be in good terms with the leadership of the country. They have every reason to give them tips. And if you ignore that tip, as a sovereign state, they can do no more. They will sit back and watch you.
Now, Promise Adewusi, you might want to corroborate or refute this claim.
Well, I must start by saying that it's rather unfortunate that we have to live with this level and degree of not just inhumanity, of bestiality that has been foisted on Yobe State, an otherwise very sleepy state. It's sad. What this goes to say is that all the security mechanisms, intelligence gathering and all that have been deployed has been very ineffective. And yes, outside the warnings of the United States, because we as a country must also take very pragmatic steps to ensure that lives and property of the citizenry are safe, not always necessarily depending on external sources or forces. I want to say, having also said that it is important that every tip is taken very seriously. But I think that maybe what the federal government did not quite find palatable was the public show that had attracted, but nobody knows. Maybe they had cause talking about the United States Embassy.